So hey guys, how's it going on? In the previous video, we made the complete styling part, and this is gonna be the final episode guys, because we are going to complete all the works and your Jarvis, your voice assistant, your virtual assistant is gonna be all set. So here's the CSS. I've already given the CSS source code in the previous episode's description, so that you don't need to type all this stuff, because this is almost unnecessary, because CSS is very easy, I know. But if you have any trouble, just watch the complete video, because there is nothing much to understand in CSS. Just everything is simple styling, that is it. Okay, that much is fine. So I'm just closing the index CSS file, and here we have the HTML part. And what now we have to do is just fill these spaces. Like for time should come here, your online, whether you are online or offline should come here, and the battery status should come here, like that part we have to do now. So first of all, let's get started with the time part. Okay, so let's just go to the app.js I mean, and first of all, let's select the element. So it has an ID of time, so we just need to select that element. So here I will simply say const time is equal to document.querySelector id time, right? So document.querySelector hashtag time. So we have selected the element now, and now we actually need to do some stuff like the date and time setup. And how are we going to do that? Let's just see. So here I will write time setup. Okay, and I'm just gonna say, first of all, let us say let date be equal to something called new date. Okay, this is gonna give you the date from your machine. Okay, and here first of all, let's get the hours. Let's name it HRS is equal to from this date dot give me hours. Okay, give me these hours. After this, let's say we want minutes. Again, something, not data, it's date. Sorry, I didn't saw that. So yeah, fine now. So it should be date dot get minutes. Fine. After this, we have let seconds be equal to date dot get seconds. Simple. So this part is very simple, and now we just saved it. And now what we actually need to do is the most important part, guys. So this is completely based on window.onload. So here I'm going down, and I'm just simply saying onload for the window, simple comments. And here I'm gonna say window.onload, make it a function. Okay, so I'm using arrow function, ES6 syntax, and here actually we need to do the part. Okay, so let's go to let's create a function called timer, or using set interval. Okay, let's create a set interval function. This much is fine. So first of all, what I will do, I want to call this one. Okay, let me just add a comment. Okay, fine. And after this comment, first of all, I want to call this, right? So I will say time dot text content is equal to, let's use template literals, and here I will use $HRS, and then again a $, and within this I'm gonna add minutes, and after that I'm gonna add what? Obviously seconds. Fine. So now we have added this once on onload. This means that when the browser loads up, I mean when our website loads up, this will show us once, right? Let's see what happens now. And you see the time here, but now you can see the time is not at all going forward, it's just still that. But if I refresh once, then it will go again to something else, and we don't want that. We want it to load each time it just happens, right? Each time this second changes. And after how much time does the 1 second change? it is after 1 second obviously. So we are going to use set interval and we will give it a time limit of 1 second. That means 1000 milliseconds. So I'm using set interval here. You can see here. So I think I should have a snippet for these, and yeah, I have. So here you have to write time in milliseconds, and 1000 milliseconds is equal to 1 second. So I'm just doing that. Fine. And here again, what we need to do is we need to do the same stuff again. You see this time one, right? And we need to create these variables again. But guys, why are we doing that? Because see, this thing is done only once and we have to do that multiple times. Either if you don't want like this, you can do one thing, that just remove this code right from here and comment these out right from here and add everything here. Let me show you what I am about, I am telling you about. Okay, now I saved it. Now when I save it, the time will move continuously, but see, for the first 1 second the timer is not coming. I will refresh and then show you. See, so now after 1 second this timer is coming and I don't want that at all. So that is the reason I'm keeping them once again, because I don't care about the number of lines it is going on now, because it's not a real-time website or something. Now due to the number of lines of code is not very much, so it is okay for that. No worries about that. Okay, so this much is fine, and now it should be working fine. And yeah, you see 0, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 and so on. It will just work fine. And now we will do another setup. What is it? Let's now set up for the battery. Okay guys, so now let's do for battery and then we will see for some other stuff. Okay, fine. Okay, so first of all I will go somewhere to create an comment, and let's just simply add that complete code within this window.onload. Okay, let me create some space, and here I will write battery setup, and here I will simply take a variable called let battery promise. Now guys, something special is in JavaScript. It has a lot of features for developers, like you can use camera, you can use audio input, you can use batteries, you can get battery data. You can also do all this stuff from Node.js, which is too good. But yeah, we are doing it JavaScriptly, so it's completely plain vanilla JavaScript, nothing, no Node.js, no nothing. So we can also do this in plain JavaScript. So that is pretty much amazing, guys. And here we need a function called get. You see, get VR displays, user media. There are a lot. You can even use dual equation, but I just want get battery. So I got the battery now. Okay, I got the battery now, and I need to do some stuff now. What is it? First of all, battery promise dot then. When I get this dot then, oh my god, okay, now it is fine. Dot then, when I get this, call a function called battery callback. Okay, call this function called battery callback. And now let's just create this battery callback here. So I'm just creating this function, a function called battery callback, and it has a parameter called as battery object, which we will see about it later on. Okay, so this is battery object, and now we actually have a function called print battery status. We are going to define this function in a few minutes, just wait for some time. And here I'm gonna say simply pass in the battery object. Done, this much is done. And again we are just looking for a set interval. Like in the previous episode I said, like my charging, as my charging was turning off, as I was turning off the switch, that charging indicator was stopping. It was not showing that charging anymore. Like, so that is why we are again setting a set interval, so that it runs the same function, that is checking whether it is connected or not every 5 seconds. Okay, so let's just call this function every 5 seconds. I just copied it and I'm simply pasting it in here. That is it. After this, we actually need to define our print battery status. Okay, so I have to define it somewhere here. Let me create some space. Okay, fine. So here we need to create the function print battery status, and within this also we have the same parameter, that is our battery object. Fine. And after within this we are what we need to do is we just need to add our text content to that particular element. So for this we actually need to get the element. So I'm just simply saying const battery is equals to document.query selector, and I think its ID was battery. Let's see once. Yeah, it's battery. Where was it? Okay, yeah, here. And here what we actually need to do is we just need to take that element. Okay, I'm just saying battery, not battery promise, it's just simply battery dot text content. Battery dot text content is, again I'm using template literals here, $, this one, and in here I am using that battery object which has been passed, battery object dot level. Now guys, remember this is not going to give you any percentage. Let me show that to you. I think this should work now. Let's see. And yeah, now see how it is giving you the charging percentage. It should be 75 in my machine, and yeah, it is 75 now. So what we need to do, you can guess it. It's 0.75, so, and we need to make it 75, so we simply multiply it with 100 to get accurate percentage. Now you saw that, and let's add a symbol, percentage symbol with this. You saw that we got 76% now, and that is what I meant. Let's remove the space from here, and it should be perfectly fine, and it is. Now what we need is we need the status. We need to add the battery status, whether it is charging or not. I only do when it is in charging, then only do the stuff. So for that we actually need what? We actually need a if statement. We are saying if the battery object dot charging is equal to true. If it's true, if its charging state is true, then just do nothing, because we have given its width to be something different. Now let's just see once what is the width of that battery icon. Where is that battery one? Okay, let me just see. Okay, its width is 100 pixels. Initially it should be 100. Why? Because see, now it is 100, so that both of them are close. If I make it more, something like 200 pixels, what happens is this thing happens, it goes far away, and I don't want that, so I'm just leaving it at 100 here. And here what I will do, first of all, let me just add that, and then I will comment it to show you the proof, okay, what I exactly mean. So here what I'm gonna do is not like this. Now this is an element, actually it should be a class. Yeah, battery, this was an ID, this was a class, so this time we need to actually select the class. So I'm just doing here only what, selecting the element, document.query selector, let's see, dot, we are selecting dot battery. Now guys, this is a shortcut. If you want to use a particular element only at one place, then instead of creating a variable like this, what you can actually do is simply add this code at that particular position. If it's only once or twice, if you have it multiple times, then you definitely need to create a variable. Okay, fine. So now here what I'm going to do is dot style, increase its width simply. Style dot width is equal to, we will add something. Okay, I don't know what we have to add now, we will see about that. For now I'm just simply making it simple comment. And here what I'm going to do next is, again we have to select that battery element, this time the paragraph element where we have to add the data. and here we are simply saying text content. Its text content is again equal to what? Again the same thing which we have here. So let me just simply do this much. Copy it, paste it, and here beside it just add something called charging. That is it. Or you can plugged in or something. And here if you don't see that whether it's charging or not, what else you can do is, if you also want something like it's not charging, what I can do for that is I will simply do this much, and here what I'm again going to do is copy the same if else condition, control okay, and here what we are going to do, we are saying if it is false, what you actually do is make it not charging, or you can do unplugged. Okay, it's your choice. I'm keeping it not charging because it looks much simpler to understand. And now let's see what happens. You see 80% charging, so this charging thing is coming like this. So that is the reason I need to give it something. So let's just do 150 pixels simply and see what it looks like again. So we need to increase it much more. Let's make it 200. It should be fine, I guess. And yeah, now let's see what actually happens when I turn off my charging. Let's see, I turned it off, and now after 5 seconds it should again launch the same component. Let's wait for 5 seconds. It's 5 seconds, right? Yeah, print battery status should be called every 5 seconds, and let's see if it gives us not charging. So I think it's not giving us. Let me check the console once if there is any error. Nope, no errors, but it's not giving. If I refresh now, still it's not giving anything, not charging. What happened? Okay, I think I got it. It should give not charging when, okay, let's make it else. Let's try making it else. And now I guess it should work. Let's see. No. So I think we can't do this because see, this is a battery object and you can't use multiple like this. But I do have a different method. I think that can be possible. Let's check it out once. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, let me just comment all these else function, and here what I'm going to do is I will add that if condition here, and if it is false, I'm gonna add this statement right there. Okay, and this guy is going to become the else condition now. So let me just add a comment and paste this in, and here I will simply add an else statement, save. No, it's still not doing that. So yeah, we can't do that, simply nothing much in there. So let me just now turn on my charging, because without charging the video will stuck a bit. So that is the reason I am simply not doing so, and I am removing this unnecessary code, and yeah, now it should be good. Okay, fine. Now it should be working as we want it to be, and you can see now. Now this is pretty much good, guys. This part is done, this part is done, and now we actually need to do the internet part, which is pretty much crazy, right? So let's just start that. So for that also we need something. What is it? It is very simple. There is nothing much like battery, this functions and all other stuff. So let us go after this print object status here. So let's just do internet setup. Fine. Setup. No, it's setup. I need to teach myself English. My spellings are very bad. Okay, fine. And after this, what we actually need to do is we need to select the navigator and .online. That is it. Navigator.online. That is it, guys. Now here we actually need some if-else conditions. because I don't want to increase the number of lines of code, so I'm just using ternary operator shortcut. If you don't know about this, you would watch my video which was just uploaded before this series, I guess. It was JavaScript tricks. It should have a title called, I will give its link in the description, don't worry about that if you want. Actually, it's not a very big but very amazing JavaScript tricks I have teached in that episode, which are super awesome. Okay, now navigator.online is what we are going to do is apply a question mark, and within this we just need to return something. So I'm just doing, okay, let's create a variable for this internet element. So what I'm going to do is const internet is equal to document dot query selector. What I'm going to do is hashtag internet. There should be an N in between. Fine, and let's see the name once for confirmation, and yeah, it is good. And we have selected the internet, and now there are some errors which we need to fix. You can see this became red here, so we need to fix it. Okay, these are the errors only, nothing else. So navigator.online, within this we actually need to internet variable. The internet variable text content is simply equal to online if it is online. And guess what is the next thing? Yeah, you would already have guessed, an else condition. Just copy this, paste it here, make this guy offline. Done. Oh, sorry, I pasted it. Okay, now it is fine, it's offline now. And what next we need to do is we again need to call this function again, and to reduce the number of loops, because we are using set interval multiple times, so what I am going to do is simply call this function again with the battery itself. Okay, what I mean by that is copy this, and go to the battery part we used, or let's go to that. Okay, that is every 1 second, so that would be waste of loop, so I'm just pasting it here. So here I will write for internet, and now internet will also be refreshed every, now you see online here. When it's offline, it should give you offline, I don't know currently, so let's just check once. Let me just check once, and now if I refresh, the images are not coming because it's kind of source, and this guy is also not working, I don't know why, but yeah, that may be, let's see, just give me some time guys. It will connect to some random Wi-Fi because I am always connected to 2 to 3 Wi-Fi's for my safety. So yeah, that is it, leave that. And now I am just removing this guy from here, Control X, and what I'm going to do is go down again and again use a set interval so that it is called every time. Okay, so we have this setup, and what we actually need to do now is add a time. I am using 60, do this every 60 seconds, not in so when your internet is turned off, then after 60 seconds, after 1 minute, it will show you that yeah, now you are offline. I'm sorry, I was not able to actually show you while it was off, but I can show you after 60 seconds, and now that is fine. And now let's just check this guy, this weather guy. I don't know why it's not coming, but I think I should just clear my local storage once to make it perfectly alright. But before that, I do have some more changes to do, and let's do them first. So guys, now I actually need a music file. Like whenever I launch this website, it should give me a music input like something, some sound to indicate me yeah that it is ready. Okay, so let's just get that music file once, and then let's start again. So guys, now what we are going to do is we are going to use this audio file on startup whenever the window loads up. So I have this file here. I will give you the source code, and within that it will be a GitHub repository, so you will find all these images and files right in there, so don't worry about that. And here within this window.onload only, I am saying adding a comment on startup so that you guys just could browse through the code easily. Okay, fine. And here what I'm going to do now is go to the HTML file, and here we actually need to add an audio element, and within the source we actually need to add this file, and yeah, and let's give it an ID to play with it, because we actually need to control it via JavaScript, but we are giving it right in here. Okay, we are creating the element right in here. So here I will simply say turn_on and save it. I'm going to app.js, and here on startup, before getting started, I would like to actually get that file. So I'm just simply saying const, let's name it, let's name it simply turn on only. Okay, okay, let's just say turn on itself. That would be better, so that we just don't confuse here and there. Dot query selector hashtag turn on itself. That's it name. So yeah, now what I'm going to do is go to that window.onload function here, and within the startup what I'm going to do is actually just play that thing when it is onloaded. This means that when the website is loaded completely, then what you do is simply turn on dot play, call this function, not display, it's actually play. And yeah, this is the function we need to call. Okay, and when this guy is ended, then do other stuff. So I'm going to turn on dot add event listener on end. Okay, on end call an arrow function, on end call an arrow function. And here what we are going to do is, here we are simply saying a set timeout function. Like, let me explain you what I am about to say. Let's give it a time of 200 milliseconds. Okay, let's give it a time of 200 milliseconds. After 200 milliseconds, launch Jarvis. I'm just simply saying auto Jarvis if possible. It is only possible in some browsers, so auto Jarvis. We will define that function in a few minutes, so just wait for that. And call the readout function, because we actually need some stuff to be read out. Let's say ready to go. Okay, ready to go, sir. Fine. And after this what I'm going to do is, after this we again need to check if the local storage is not null. Okay, let me just say explain it to you after coding it. So I'm just saying, I'm just getting the local storage, and from here I'm simply getting an item. And what is that item? Our Jarvis setup we just added. If that guy is equal to null, what I mean is, if there is no data, if this is the first time the some person is using our project, then what actually happens is give a readout simple, that fill out that form so that we could get your data. So right, that is it, that is what I want to say. So just add any data randomly. Sir, kindly fill out the form. So later on I will add anything later here, but for now let it be. Okay, so that is it for this guy. And now let's just create that auto Jarvis function so that it could start our voice recognition whenever we want. So it is nothing very much that, so it is just simply a set timeout function within a function. So let me explain that to you. Let me create it above here only. So I'm calling it auto Jarvis. It's not GitHub Auto or Copilot. Yes, it was GitHub Copilot. It's not so. It's just simply adding. So let's create a function. I try to do comedy, but it just happens out that it is not at all funny. So I just stop in between. Sorry if you guys got angry on me. Sorry for that. So we have this function called auto Jarvis, right? And within this function, we actually need to do nothing. Add a set timeout, and let's give it a time of 1 second. After the load up, do one thing. After 1 second, just do recognition, not recognition, it's recognition dot start the recognition automatically if possible. That is what I want you to do. Okay, now I just simply saved it, and again going here, and this should be now fine. I'm going to auto Jarvis and saving it up. Let's see what happens. You heard that sound, right? Fine. And now you see everything is working fine. And now what I'm going to do is actually go to the console and then clear the local storage once to check something for the weather. Okay, I'm simply doing local storage dot clear, and now it is clear. I am just closing it up, refresh, and your name, let's just keep all this stuff null. So guys, now I didn't add a lot of commands here. You can actually add unlimited commands as you want, so it's your choice. Okay, now you see the weather is coming. If I refresh, the weather is not coming again, so I think it is not able to actually get the data from there, and we actually need to call the function on window.onLoad itself. Okay, so let me just search for that weather function once wherever we have it. Fine, so weather setup, so weather count, fine. Just guys give me 1 second, let me just find that out. Okay, we actually don't have this. Here we need to call that function. I just forgot about that. So weather, we actually need to do what? JSON.parse, right? JSON.parse. Within this parse function, we have what? A local storage dot get item, and what is that item? Jarvis setup, or you can add anything you want. Jarvis setup. And after getting this Jarvis setup, I just want to say parse it, and then I just want to get dot location, and now this guy should work. Let's see what happens. And yeah, now if I refresh also, this is going to work, and that is fine. And now I could close this, and perfectly awesome. Now guys, guess what is the next thing which is left now? Yeah, we have to set up this guy and then the chatting part, right? That messages part. These are the two things left to be done, and Friday is ready now. So let's just set up this guy first. Start Friday. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to select that element first of all. Let's see where that element is. So you can go here somewhere. Okay, it's here. So start Jarvis button. Okay, so I'll just simply add it fastly. So going to the top, and here I'm simply do document.query selector, and within this query selector I'm just selecting that it was an ID or a, yep, it was an ID. So let's just make it that. So now add event listener. What I'm going to do is simply add a click function like this, an arrow function to call our recognition to take place. Now that is it. I saved it, so it got refreshed, and now when I click on this guy, allow open Google. Okay, I didn't talk fast. Open Google. And now it just got opened, right? That is what we wanted, and that is what it is. Fine. So cool now. So after this, what we actually need to do is just get this functional part, and before going to that, what I am actually going to do is, these are the buttons we have, right? So what I'm simply doing is hide them, or what you can do another way is that simply remove the code we are using them and just comment these out, or actually remove that from both the files. Okay, if you will not remove it from JavaScript, then what actually happens is it will cause an error, and all the code which is after that particular line will not take place or will not work at all. So that is the reason I am doing so, but I am leaving it so that you guys could use it further. So I'm just making display to be none for each of these guys. So what I will do is copy this style, paste it here and here also, and now we should not see them, and now we don't see them. Fine. Okay, let me just reduce my volume so that this sound doesn't just disturbs again and again. Okay, fine. So now these guys will not be visible at all, and now we can actually work with this. Now first of all guys, let me just play with this commands in middle section. So let me just add all the commands, and then I will again start the recording because they are a lot and it will take a lot of time to just write them up. Okay, yeah. So guys, now I copied all those commands into my clipboard, and now what I can simply do is here, let's add a comment, Friday, let's say Jarvis commands, fine, and here let's create an array to store those commands. So I'm just simply saying Friday comps, shortcut for Friday commands, and yup, and here what we are going to paste that. So we are just pushing each of this stuff into there. Now actually I don't have some of these. I actually copied this from my previous source code. I do have it. So I just copied some all the functionalities I have in that particular in the hosted side. So yeah. So this is it. And I just pasted that. So all these things will come up there, and now let me just save it. Okay. Now it should not be visible. Now we have to do one thing. Okay, what is that thing, guys? So first of all, we actually need to go to that part. Which part? On result, recognition.on result part, and within that part what we actually need to do is give an command like what are your commands, then select this particular element and change its style. Like, wait, let's go to the style one. And here we have this commands, right? This is the thing which we are looking for. Just see what happens. Here are the commands. We actually need to add those commands into here. That is the picture and the main perspective we have to follow now. So let's go to that on result part, and what I'm going to do here is an if condition. If let's just copy it now. Why wasting time? You're so boring. Don't do anything fast. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so here what if the command is what are your commands. So here I will simply say what are your, not like this, okay, what are your commands. What are your commands? If someone says this, then what do you do? And here just change to sir, these are the list of commands I can follow or something. Let's say sir, I follow the following commands. Wow, rhyming. Following commands, fine. Sir, I follow the following commands, good. And after this, what we actually need to do is document.query selector, documents.query selector, and within the selector, what we actually need to do, dot commands, that is the name of that particular section, dot commands, and here dot style dot display make it block. Now let's see what happens. But after this, I think we need to do something else also. What is it is we have to actually add those commands. I forgot to add those commands, so we actually need a for each function, guys, to add all those commands into there. So let's define that command into the window.onload itself so that it would be easy for us. So where is the window.onload? Right here. So here I will say Jarvis commands adding. So here I will say what it is. Okay, we have to actually use a for each function. You can actually use a map also, but I like using for each. So for each, and here in this for each, let me take that element with a parameter called e, and within here what I'm going to do is document.query selector, that commands again dot query selector commands again is equal to, not actually dot inner HTML. What I'm going to do is dot inner HTML, and within this inner HTML I will simply do plus equal to, because I want to add all those one by one. So that is why I'm doing this. And here I will use template literals and a paragraph tag to represent them awesomely. And within this I actually want that, so I'm just adding hashtags so that my command should become a trend on Twitter, on Instagram, on YouTube. So that is the reason. Oh my god. And here we actually need that guy, that element, right? And after this, because I want them on different lines, what I should do is add a br simple. And now let's just save this, and now I guess it should work fine. Okay, let's just refresh once. Okay, all these guys are not coming because they feel that your internet connectivity is slow and I want to come. Okay, what are your commands? Okay, some issue is there. That is the reason these guys are not working. Yeah, I thought so. Dot inner HTML of null. Okay, this inner HTML, something falsy here. Okay, I forgot to add the dot here. Now no errors caused, and you can see these guys come up. Okay, let me just increase the volume now. What are your commands?
Sir, I follow the following commands.
Now guys, did you saw that? Now actually we have to do some styling here, and that styling I will give you in the source code, the perfect styling, because we can't waste the time now in styling, right? So that is the reason. And now I'm going to add another command to actually close this stuff, and what that command will be. Okay guys, don't worry, you will find the styling for this guy and the complete source code. If you are causing any errors, just go to that source code and you will get everything perfectly fine, because this is time waste, because the previous video became very lengthy and I also got comments to make it short. So that is the reason I am not at all wasting time. This complete video is going to be very important. So this video is actually a bit lengthy, and yeah, perfectly fine, because it's important. And we go to the on result part, and here what are your commands? After this I'm going to add an if condition. Okay, why I'm doing this, I'll just copy this guy. I don't know if it's a guy or a ladki, I mean a girl or something but yeah, it is something okay, fine, good. No more jokes. If I say close this, what it should say is readout. Give me a readout function. Okay, yeah. Quote is missing. I should just give it a readout function. Okay, some mistake. Within this readout function, just say closed. Okay, and after being closed, what I want to do, whatever it is open, just change this. So I don't want to do this close this command section or close this info section like this. I don't want to do that. So what I will simply do is I will just simply close all the things we have, like all the pop-ups kind of things we have. So that is the reason. So the one would be setup, that Jarvis setup one, and the other one would be document.query selector, this commands one. How many times I have to type? Okay, it was better to have a variable for this guy, but I just forgot to add that. So here what I'm going to do is simply dot style, and simply here we have to make it none. Okay, fine. And yeah, we have to do the same thing with the setup also. Setup.style.display dot, not dot this time, dot okay, fine. This is also equal to none. Now if I do this okay, sorry for that. What are your commands? And yeah, it opened it. Now if I say close this, yeah, it closes it. Now that is fine. Now did I give that change my information part? Let us see that once. Okay, change my information command should be there, and no, I didn't give that. So guys, now what you need to do is there is one more command which you will find in the source code. Don't worry. That is, if I want to change my information which is saved in the local storage, what you actually need to do is make its display block just like this. If you give a command like change my information, then what it does is just open that, just make its display to block, and yeah, that is it. It should work fine. And now the guys, what is left, you know it. It's our chatting part. Let's get started without any further ado. So we have both these elements now. We have this message, and we have already styled this Jarvis text and user text. So now we actually need to play with it. That is it. So let's go to the top now. We do have some work there. So first of all, let's select the messages div. So const msgs, to make it short, is equal to document.querySelector and dot messages. That is it. And after this, what we actually need to do is go to the create a function, not go to anything, just create a function, so that I could add this anywhere just with one line of code by calling this function. So what is that function? Let's go. Okay, I'm just adding a comment, create a new chat. Okay, and here I'm saying a function, I'm calling a function called create message, guys. Create msg. This is actually equal to one thing called who versus, not wh, who, and what, and the message what we are giving in. So what is it? Who means that is it the user or the machine that is responding to us? That is who. And here we actually need to create that element. So let me create let new message, let new msg be equal to what? Document dot create element, document dot create element, create a element p, and for that element give an inner text. Its name is new message, not message. New message dot inner text. Dot inner text is actually equal to the message we will give it to add. Okay, and after this message, what we are doing is we are actually giving it a class of who, right? Class of who, whether it will be user message or the Jarvis message. What do I mean by that? We have given two different stylings, right? If it's user, then it will apply this styling. If it's Jarvis, then it will apply this, and that is what I meant by that. So we are doing something called new message. We are doing something called what? New message dot set attribute, not this, set attribute. Class is what I want to set up, and in this class what I want to do is let's say, yeah, it's nothing but we have to add the who. Fine. And after this, what we need to do, we just need to append this element to that main div, right? So we are doing new message dot append child to what? New. Okay, sorry, I did a mistake. The msgs should come here. Into the messages div, we have to append what? The new message element, and now if I save it, it is all good. So guys, now we need to do nothing. Now we just need to go to the readout function, and here we actually need to create what you guess. Create message. Here the class name we want to add, the first one, that is who, JMSG, which we have styled. And after this we just need to add the message, which is the message itself, which we have in this readout function. And fine, same thing we need to go do with the on result. Where do we have it? Here. So let me just remove this console log because we don't actually need it. And here what we are going to do is again create message. What is that div name? It's user message, right? I copied it and I'm going to paste it here, and after that we need the message, which is nothing but the transcript. That is it, guys. Okay, that is nothing but the transcript. And now let's test it out with full volume. Fine, let me increase the volume, and now let's restart. Okay, why didn't the sound came? Is there any error with the window.onload? Let me just check once. Yup. Okay. Some error here. So, yup. We go here. I think I should remove this from here. This is something which is causing error. Let me save once. And yeah, that is what it is causing error. So I'm going to define it somewhere below that window.onload to make it work fine. And yeah, let's add that here. Hi. Actually, I forgot the commands. What is it? Okay, nothing happened, so let's just see again. Open GitHub.
Opening GitHub, sir.
Okay, no commands came up. Let's see what is happening here. I think we should have the commands. Let's go to the elements section, and then let's see. There should be some issues with the styling. That is it. Yeah, the div.messages is below. So we actually need to bring it up. Let's just first style here. I'll go to the messages section, and what I'm going to do is from bottom it's 0, right? What is its position? Yeah, I think I need to style it like position fixed, position fxd, and what next I do have is we should have from bottom be 0. Now this is usual, and okay, not like this. Let me remove this stuff. From top be something. From top, let me just add that to be 10. Now still I don't see it anywhere. Where is that element? Still it is down. So we just need to bring that up, and I am not getting how to bring it up. Right? Okay, let me do one thing. Let me make it from bottom, go 100 pixels up. Again, it is not working. I think I have to change its styling to actually change it. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is just go here to the style sheet, go here to the messages section. This thing is alright. We actually had to do some changes here. So padding bottom, z index. Okay, let me make it this much. No changes with that. Okay, give me a second. I just mistakenly did. Okay, fine guys. So what is happening here is just this thing. Something from here, what I'm going to do, as it is not visible, let's see whether those things are adding or not first. Okay, okay, fine. Let's just see whether those messages are being added or not. So we have these messages, and within these messages we should have something. Yeah, you see, these are the commands we wanted to add and they are added, but we are just not able to show them. Oh, actually they are here. What happened then? No, they aren't here. We have to bring them up. Okay, let me do one thing. Position fixed to check whether it is up there or not, and then from top be 100 pixels. Okay, these guys are not working. This stuff is actually not working. So yeah, I think some error is causing it to happen. Padding bottom 15, everything is fine because I have nothing given it from top to be that. Display flex, flex direction column, align item center, justify content flex end. Maybe this is something. No guys, this won't do anything like that. From bottom, let me add it 500 pixels so that it may do something. No, actually no. So guys, I think there is some mistakes in the source code, in the CSS we have done here. So what you actually do is go to the source code I have given in the description, then just copy paste that, and then all the things should work fine. If you had given the same class name and all to this thing, to the HTML, the same class names are used, then it is all good. Just change those class names if you haven't. I'm sorry about that, because if I just go on changing this stuff, it is gonna take a lot of time and I don't want to waste your time at all. And I'm really sorry about that, but you can actually see that the JavaScript part, what we wanted, is actually working, guys. Okay, fine. And first of all, let me just remove this user select for testing purposes. Okay, so we should have that input user select. Okay, so where did I given that user select? Let us just search for that once. Okay, within this machine, so I'm gonna remove that. Okay guys, now I think I got it. Position, just give me a second. No, nothing happening with that. Just 1 second guys. Nope, nothing is happening. So just follow the source code I have given. And what next? I hope everything is done here. Guys, now I can give you a trick to do something, but I'm not gonna teach you how to do it. I'm just gonna explain it to you, and it depends on you that if you can do it, you can definitely do it. I know you can definitely do it, but I'm just telling it for like, what do we say that? Just leave it, just let me explain that to you. What you can actually do is, we are opening YouTube, we are opening GitHub, we are opening all that, right? But how would I close it? I have to touch my mouse, go to this cross button to close the tab, but I don't want that. I don't want that, guys. I don't want that. So what we can do is, go to the app.js, and each time you are opening a new window, okay, let me just help you with this, because it's hard to explain. Just simply explain, it's hard to do that. So let me just explain. ARR array of windows, fine. So here let's say window, let's say windows be for windows of the browser, like something like that. Let's keep it an array. And if I add this, like this is YouTube, this is Google, right? So on doing that, we have this windows array, Okay, Windows B. So let's create this as an variable. Let A be equal to, and here Windows B dot push what you actually did, dot push A. Just push A and do the same stuff for different things. Oh my god. Okay, do the same stuff for different things like this, like for a search for and for this, all this. So I'm just pushing it in. Let me do the same thing for YouTube also. Let's create a variable for this guy first, so that I could just show this to you. I haven't done this in the original one, but right now I am actually doing it. In the original one, what was it? I have only done it for YouTube. But right now, while shooting this video, I just got an idea. Why shouldn't we do it that way? So that is the reason I am just trying it out. I don't know whether this will work or not, but I really hope that it will work. And let's just do Windows B dot push A. Okay, now let's just test it out. Okay, let's test it out, guys. I have done everything perfectly, I guess. Okay, I didn't have the command to actually do that, so no, nothing is perfect now. And I'm just saying if, again, let's just copy it, paste it. If this includes close all tabs, if this includes close all tabs, what you actually do is closing all tabs, closing all tabs, sir. That is it, not here, it's sir. Fine, and that is it. Now what we actually need to do is add a quote here, and after this we actually need to close them, right? So quote should be inside, not outside, and after this we actually need to close them, nothing else than that. So what I'm going to do now is we have that A element, right? So we actually need to close that window which is opened. So we actually need to do for each method again. So Windows B dot for each element, what you simply do is let's take that element as E and then put this thing, and here what I'm going to do is element dot close. That is it. I don't know whether it is gonna work or not, but should work. Let's just test it, guys. Okay, it got refreshed. Let me increase the sound. Open Google.
Opening Google, sir.
Open YouTube.
Opening YouTube, sir.
Close all tabs.
Closing all tabs, sir.
Guys, it did work. Guys, it did work, guys. Hooray. And I didn't actually thought that this would work, but it is actually working. Oh my god, I'm very happy now. So yeah, you can do the same thing for all the windows you are opening. And yeah, and one more thing, I think I stopped the continuous recognition continuous, and actually I need that. So where is that recognition? I actually don't see it. So let's just go to recognition, and yeah, here. So recognition dot continuous, I had to add that. Recognition dot continuous should be true. Now it is all good. Open Google.
Opening Google, sir.
Open YouTube.
Opening YouTube, sir.
Open GitHub.
Opening GitHub, sir.
Okay, some pop-ups are blocked. I have to actually allow this. Now it will open. Guys, see, this time this is not stopping because right now I am on Microsoft Edge, so the recognition is not stopping at all. Open YouTube.
Opening YouTube, sir.
Open GitHub.
Opening GitHub, sir.
And yeah, close all tabs. Close all tabs.
Closing all tabs, sir.
Okay, there is some error because in between that allo part did came up. So let's try this again, guys. I am refreshing the site. Shut down. Shut down. Okay, let's just close this once. And guys, it usually actually hangs up if I close it without closing the voice recognition. It is so because of the browser. Okay, that's it, and that is the reason you actually need to stop each time. It is not stopping right now because it usually takes shut down as shut down. Shirt means I am talking about your wear, the thing which you wear on your chest and all that part. Yeah. And now let me try it out again. Open YouTube, open Google, open GitHub.
Opening YouTube, sir. Opening Google, sir. Opening GitHub, sir.
Close all tabs.
Closing all tabs, sir.
Okay guys, so I did that function for, okay, now shut down. Shut down. Okay guys, it's not listening. Shut down. Okay, it's not listening, let it be. So we did add that functionality to add that thing of creating a variable a and pushing it to this for only two sites, and that is the reason it didn't work for GitHub. Okay, so this guy is now working fine, and you can do a lot like this, a lot more you can actually think of. If you have any doubts, just contact me right in the comments. If I will not respond, then unsubscribe. Right? I will definitely respond to your comments, guys, so no worries. But if you want to contact me, you cannot contact via Instagram because nowadays I'm not on Instagram, but you can actually contact me via mails. You can find my email ID in the about section of this page, or I will link it down in the description below so that you can contact if anything is necessary. Okay, that is it for this series, guys, and the video itself. So this was the last episode of Friday. If I am gonna extend it more and more and more, I have to upload videos daily, but I can't do that because I have some more and more work. But I did completed this series without leaving it in between, and thank you for your support because I'm getting good views on this. Not many, but yeah, that's a lot for me. Thank you for it, and we will meet again with the next video. I don't know if it's a series or if it's a video, but we will definitely meet. I hope that. And that is it. Bye, guys.